Our temperatures will be dropping into the upper 70s.
Winning streak to 12 in a row. EC tangling with Lambeth College and All-American running back JoJo Jones. In the second, Eagles on the move again. Jones taking the pitch right side and finding Pater. 12-0 Lambeth. Crusaders offense finally getting on track in the third. Eric Black on the give to David Baker. Number 12 finds some room. Play up the middle, 18 yards to the Eagle 17. 7 plays later, Black on the quarterback sneak, getting it in from 1 yard out within 3. And then in the fourth, Black working out of the shotgun and going for it all. Eric pumping deep to freshman Brandon Schmidley, who makes the catch at the 15 and takes it in. 42 yards for the game winner as the Crusaders come from behind to top the Eagles 16-12. Elsewhere, Lance Roten has 2 touchdowns in his first.
Set to beat 19th ranked Lambeth on this 42-yard pass to Mount Vernon product Brandon Smidley. And that 16-12 victory keeps Evangel 7th in the nation in this week's rankings.
The enthusiasm that our players came out with in the second half, that was definitely the difference in the ball game as far as we're concerned.
16 in Kansas and battle for the lead in the Heart of America Conference. Now, the Crusaders have not lost a game this season. They are 2-0-1 after their come-from-behind victory over Lambeth Saturday afternoon. But the road hasn't been kind to EC. They opened the season by losing a lead late and having to settle for a tie. The Crusaders have been rolling of late. Their defense has really stepped it up, and the offensive players know that that can translate into wins.
And so we're going to go in there and hopefully our defense can stop them, and with the steps that our offense is taking, I think we're going to be able to move the ball on them, and I'm positive the defense is going to give us a lot of chances to do that the way they've been playing.
Missouri football. The Crusaders survived a big test last weekend when they went up to Benedictine and whipped the Ravens 47-21. Evangel was led by linebacker Jay Helwig, who's the National Player of the Week for his efforts in Kansas. This Saturday, Evangel will host Mid-America Nazarene in the Crusaders' homecoming. The contest is at JFK Stadium on the grass. It should not slow down the EC team that's tied for first in the NAIA's Heart of America Conference.
They look like a pretty tough ball team, and they're not going to come in here and just lay down for us because we're Evangel College. You know, they're going to play us tough, and they have a good running back, they have a good defense, you know, they have a good offense. So they're going to get up and come down here and try to beat us at our homecoming.
The number 2.
The 6th-ranked team in the country in Division II of the NAI was upset by a Mid-America Nazarene team that they really should have beaten. Pioneers led at 19-0 on that touchdown. Evangel did mount a challenge. Quarterback Eric Black hitting Pat Turner to make it 19-7. Then with 8 minutes remaining in the game, Black would sneak in to pull Evangel to within 19-14. However, driving for the go-ahead touchdown in the final minutes, Black would be intercepted, and Mid-America Nazarene had pulled off the 19-14 upset.
Well, definitely we're not pleased with it all, but you got to give Mid-America Nazarene all the credit in the world. They came in with a great game plan. We didn't execute early, and you know, we got behind and was too little too late. But I was real proud of the way our guys fought back, and that kind of character, I think, you know, we'll have better days than this ahead.
Meanwhile, in Columbia, Larry Smith's Mizzou Tigers offered their fans some brief
coming day against the much-improved Pioneers of Mid-American Nazarene. After falling behind 19-0 early in the second half, the Crusaders D heating it up. In the backfield, Jay Helwig, the sack of Danny Seibert. Then late in the third, Eric Black at the Crusaders offense beginning to click. Black, quick strike to Pat Turner, who takes the hit and holds on 19-7. Then midway in the fourth, on 3rd and goal from the 1, Black on the quarterback sneak and breaking the plane to make it a 19-14 game. EC then with one last chance in the final minutes, but Eric's pass picked off by Joe Coker as Evangel falls from the ranks of the unbeatens 19-14 at JFK.
We didn't execute early, and you know, we got behind and was too little too late. But I was real proud of the way our guys fought back, and that kind of character, I think, you know, we'll have better days than this ahead.
Meanwhile, in Bolivar, the SBU Bearcats entertaining the
Valley would put them back in the race for the conference title. Evangel fell out of first place in the Heart of America Conference with their homecoming loss to the Pioneers. Mid-America scored early and often Saturday and held off a late Evangel rally to win 19-14. Missouri Valley is 5-1, a perfect 4-0 in conference play, and will give Evangel a battle in Marshall, Missouri. They're a balanced team that can score from anywhere on the field, and Coach Keith Bearfield has been stressing one thing this week.
Be ready, because they'll throw a lot at you, and defensive they continue to pressure you all during the game, and they'll do the same thing on offense. They'll put pressure on your corners, and they'll put pressure on you up the middle.
We are in the bind now that all we can do now is win, And, you know, it doesn't have to be a big win or, you know, the most pretty win. You know, a win is a win, a W is a W.
Facing Baker, a team tied for first in the Heart of America, and the Wildcats ranked fourth in the nation in NAIA Division II. A rough, tough game at Plaster. EC's defense raising its back. Harvey Brennan would tip the Baker pass right here into the hands of Anthony Dixon, who picks it off, and that would set up this short 5-yard touchdown run by Warren Henry for the Crusaders, and Evangel was up on Baker at this point after the touchdown run, 7-0. But Baker would come back. Sean Tarango would hit Travis Miller with a 15-yard touchdown pass here to make it 7-7, but it wasn't enough. Evangel comes away with the victory, the final 16-7. Elsewhere in MIAA play, Rolla loses to North Division II team. Evangel's win over Baker snapped a 2-game losing skid. The 16-7 victory moved Evangel from 20th to 14th in the latest NAIA poll. The Crusaders now must take the act on the road, going to Iowa to face Graceland. The Yellow Jackets are 3-4 this season and will be trying to snap a 3-game losing skid to Evangel.
Last year, they felt like after the game, EC hoping to keep its conference title and postseason hopes alive with a win over the Eagles.
Central Methodist is a big game simply because of what's happened the last couple of weeks. It makes it even bigger for us. So we have to go out and win this weekend and make next week's game even bigger. And if we do that, you know, we've set our own course.
Meanwhile, in the pro.
Simple for Keith Barefield's crew. They need to win to guarantee a spot in the NAIA playoffs. The Crusaders and Cardinals both have great seasons, going 6-1, while William Jewell's 5-2. And Evangel is hoping to keep its winning streak going. They've had to win in order to keep their playoff hopes alive, and they don't mind having their destiny in their own hands.
Drop him! We've had to win out. We've had our backs to the wall, and this is the last step, and we just got to continue the momentum that we've established. And I think our guys are, you know, they're not going to be looking past Saturday. Saturday's a big day because we'll find out about 4:30 Saturday afternoon whether or not we're good enough to be in the playoff.
Go!
SBU season.
It is the second straight year that they've made the postseason. It's also the second straight year that they've had to play round 1 on the road. The Crusaders will face Lambeth College, a team they've already beat this season at Plaster. Lambeth has won 7 straight since that loss. Evangel's won 4 straight to finish, tied for second in the Heart of America. And today, offensive lineman Shad McGuire and linebacker Jay Helwig made first-team all-conference. Helwig also the defensive player of the year.
Didn't expect that, let alone to be expected to be the top-rated offensive player in the conference. That's exciting.
Being a little guy and coming from nowhere, nobody wanted to see me or anything, so it's kind of crazy. It still hasn't seeped into me yet, so I'm just taking it and grinning and just going on with it.
The Atlanta in the 95 season, the Crusaders lost a tough game to Lambeth last weekend. Lambeth, in turn, moved up to number 4 in the latest NAIA Division II poll. EC is 20th despite the loss and will play Culver Stockton, who is 0-1 as well. Against Lambeth, the Crusaders threw the ball 50 times. It's a new school record, but they probably won't do that Saturday.
Against Culver, we might do some things a little bit different. We might highlight our running game a little bit more. We're just going to go with what they give us as far as their defense is concerned.
They play a little bit different defensive style as far as I'm concerned, and so I believe that we can take some more advantages against them than we did against Lambeth.
And Lisa, both the Drury men and women's soccer teams beat Culver Stockton, and in doing so, they moved up in the latest NAIA Division II poll. The Crusaders moving from 20 to 19. Evangel split end Brandon Schmidley caught 3 touchdown passes last Saturday and is the Heart of America Offensive Player of the Week. Ernie Irvin says it feels like it's been 10 years on the road. The Pioneers 4-0 in first place in the Heart of America Conference. Evangel lost last week to a very strong Benedictine team that is tied with Mid-Am for first place. The Crusaders are looking at the same kind of team this weekend. Harvey Barine made 16 tackles last week and knows his EC defensive unit must step up to stop the Pioneers, and they're ready for the task.
But what we got to do is just regroup, which we've been doing. We've been having some really good practices here, and eliminate the mistakes, you know, the little mental mistakes during the game, which we had this past week.
And if 6-0 Missouri. That was Saturday. This weekend, EC must take its act on the road to Kansas, but the Crusaders' win on Saturday will give the team a boost in confidence. Evangel rallied with 28 points in the fourth quarter to beat the Vikings, and EC did it with balance, throwing, and running for touchdowns. That is something the Crusaders have not done this season, playing with balance, and Coach Keith Barefield has challenged his young team to do another first as well.
Well, we've never won a game at Baker on the road, and that's our challenge this week, is to do something that no Evangel team has ever done, is to win on the road in Baldwin, Kansas. And our guys, I believe, are taking that challenge. They want to go up there. They want to play well.
Eric Black, go deep. And sometimes you must go deep. And sometimes you come up big. John Dollar, 82 yards later, he's in the zone. Extra point, though, was no good. Nazarene looks for a crowd silencer. They look to the feet of Clifton Lamb. This 15-yard touchdown run by the silencer of the Lamb. Evangel battled back from 15 points down on a 35-yard scoring pass from Black to Brandon Schmidley as time ran out. We missed it, so you must conjure up the image in your mind. The Crusaders now 4-0. Division II teams on the road today. Raleigh
16 with virtually no time left. All Evangel could do was throw the Hail Mary, which Eric Black did. And the ball ended up in the hands of Brandon Schmidley from Mount Vernon, Missouri on the last play of the game. Evangel wins 22-21. A miracle at the Plaster Sports Complex.
Well, it was a great win for us. I want to give Mid-American Nazarene all the credit in the world because they played a great ball game, and this is probably one game we probably don't deserve to win, but you know, we'll take it.
And at Faroe.
Mid-American Nazarene, its first loss of the year last Saturday. They'll face a Missouri Valley squad that's won only one game. The football Crusaders say that they will not have any trouble keeping focused in Marshall.
Until we win the next game, and last year we were in the same position and sitting at the bottom of the conference playing Missouri Valley, who was undefeated at the time. So I'm sure they have a lot of revenge they're going to come at us with, so that helps build us up with preparation.
Over at Southwest Missouri State, the football Bears will go after a homecoming victory Saturday against Baker. Evangel won the last 5 games of last year's campaign and then just barely missed the NAIA Division II playoffs. This season, EC has started the year with 5 wins in a row. They've earned the number 8 ranking in the latest poll, but Baker is a tough team and will be a challenge on Saturday.
Got a 3-game winning streak of their own. They got a rich tradition there. They'll be coming in here, and I know they're looking forward to playing us because we're a nationally ranked team. It'll be a chance for them to you know, get back in the limelight that they've enjoyed for so many years.
The NFL
First touchdown pass late in the third quarter put Evangel up 23-17. Then in the fourth, the Crusaders put it away on Black's 59-yard arc. Coming up right here to Mount Vernon's own Brandon Schmidley as Evangel pulls away in the fourth quarter to win 46-17 and keep their record a perfect 6-0.
First half wasn't the kind of style we wanted to play, but we went in at halftime ahead, but our guys really came out in the third and fourth quarters and played the kind of ball game we thought they were capable of playing.
And next to the national scoreboard, we're running slow on time because our weather went late, so we're going to give you the scoreboard. Ohio
Baker, the Evangel defense starts knocking heads early. The big hit applied here by Will Skeens, knocking the ball out. And there are plenty of Crusaders to gather it. The offense immediately plays dividends on their first play. Eric Black, 2 bits, 4 bits, 6 bits, and there's John Dollar on the receiving end. Black comes up with his biggest performance of the season, 354 yards passing, 4 touchdowns as Evangel rolls up 492 yards of offense in a 46-17 win over the not-so-fabulous Baker boys.
Place in the Heart of America Conference. The Yellow Jackets are 6-1 and perfect in the league as well.
6-0. We are going to their place because Bradfield told us early to be a championship team. If you can't win on the road, then you know that's just a bunch of smoke. So you know we've got to be able to put our show on the road and come out with a W.
Kansas City Chiefs coach no club. There will most likely be a little playoff action in Springfield in late November. The Crusaders are off to their best start in years. The unbeaten EC team will take on a 1-6 Central Methodist squad Saturday night at Plaster. Last season, the Crusaders missed the playoffs. The year before that, they had to go on the road in the postseason. This year, the Crusaders know that a perfect 9-0 regular season mark will justify the home field advantage. Bearfield also is making sure his team doesn't overlook the Eagles.
Well, I know our players realize the importance of each and every ball game at this point. They've worked hard to get to this point, and I really don't expect our guys to overlook anybody. This is our next opponent. We look at it this week. We haven't won any football games this week, and neither has Central Methodist, and nobody's lost one this week. So it's a week-by-week process, and we're taking them just as seriously as we would take anybody else.
Today, Evangel held a watch party and kept a close eye on those watches for the playoff call. Once it came, the Crusaders found out they will host a first-round playoff game next Saturday against Hardin-Simmons, Texas. Hardin-Simmons ended the regular season at 8-2, ranked 11th in NAIA. Afterwards, Keith Bearfield said this season has been a watch party that has been a long time coming.
That feels even better. again, that's a credit to our coaches and our players. They wanted to do that. They set it as a goal, and they accomplished it, and I just was able to sit back and watch, and I really enjoyed watching.
Basketball coach Tara Vanderveer.
They are a tough 8-2 squad that'll give the Crusaders a test on Saturday. Evangel will kick off the game at 1:30 Saturday afternoon at the Plaster Sports Complex. That's EC's home, and today they hit the Omni Turf in preparation for the contest. Evangel's a perfect 9-0 this season. The last few weeks they had to concentrate on not overlooking their conference foes in anticipation of the playoffs. Now that the postseason is here, the Crusaders say that they're ready.
Well, they're an outstanding football team. They have a very balanced attack offensively and defensively, and they have special teams that are coached in a fantastic way, and they're a good football team.
The field narrows down to just, 16 teams now, and so the competition is a lot stiffer. And the stress is probably more around now because we know if we don't do it now, there's not a second chance like there would be possibly in the regular season.
In the opening round of the NAIA Division II playoffs, EC is the Heart of America champ. They would like to be the All of America champs as well.
The conference title was a goal that we had, and we knew it was something that was important that we had to accomplish. But it was really just the first step, I guess, to what we want to go ahead and do now, and that's make a run for the national title, and we got to do that one game at a time.
Tomorrow afternoon, the Fighting Irish have
Round playoff game, first half, Hardin-Simmons gets picky by picking on the pass coverage. Todd Bauman finds Chance Sampson erasing an early 14-0 Evangel lead. Inside a minute in the first half, Terrence Butler tops his day with the first of 2 touchdowns to go along with his 162 yards rushing. Third quarter, following a Crusader interception, the Cowboys take their first lead of the game. It would also be their last. Up 23-21, quarterback Eric Black tells his troops the fourth quarter is ours. Black, operating from the shotgun, goes downtown to Brandon Schmidley, who keeps running like he's going downtown himself. Okay, you can stop. Stop. Evangel reels off 24 fourth quarter points, breaking it open, and they win by a score of 45-23. They weren't playing for a bowl bid, so why not battle for another meaningless trophy? The Missouri
Crusaders took on a tough ball club, Hardin-Simmons out of Abilene, Texas, first round of the NAIA Division II playoffs. Brandon Smidley from Mount Vernon, Missouri with the touchdown catch. And at this point, Evangel has taken the lead over Hardin-Simmons, and then a critical error. On the ensuing kickoff, the Hardin-Simmons man takes it in the end zone and comes out. Okay, he's in no man's land now. He can't, indecision? No, don't, son, don't go back in the end zone. He did. You can't do that. That's a safety. And Evangel picks up 2 more points and goes on to a big win. Now among the...
He spent the afternoon at practice with his Crusaders football team and wouldn't have it any other way. EC's just one of 8 teams left alive in the NAIA Division II playoffs. Just for the record, this is the latest that an Evangel football team has practiced in the history of Crusaders football. EC will take on a familiar opponent Saturday in the quarters, Lambeth College. Evangel and the Eagles have played each other 3 times in the last 3 seasons, but EC has lost 2 of those games.
But we haven't had a lot of success with them in Jackson, and they're an awfully good football team, and they have a lot of team speed, a lot of talent, especially at quarterback and other skill positions, offensively and defensively.
It's been our strong suit. I mean, we got a real good defense, a lot of guys who can play some good football, and we got a lot of good coaches, so I mean, we're trying to get it done.
The Nebraska
The winning touchdown in the final 2.5 minutes on Eric Black's 4th down pass to Brandon Smidley that put the Crusaders ahead 28-27. And that play was basically a Chinese fire drill.
We wanted to call a play that we thought that we could get the first down on to keep our drive alive. And Lambeth did a great job of defending our crossing routes in that situations. And Eric Black actually just bought some time and allowed his receivers to work around and get into some open areas.
Even after that touchdown, though, Lambeth almost put together a 99-yard drive to win the game in the final seconds. But the Crusaders' Hank Moy intercepted this pass in the end zone to secure the Evangel victory.
Our guys have made the plays all year long. I think it's just a tribute to the way our players play and the desire that they have to win. When the game is on the line, they step up.
Looked like a neighborhood game, but they want this time. It's going to be at the Plaster Sports Complex. 11-0, a real football stadium. You betcha. 11-0 Evangel against 12-0 Sioux Falls. We'll size up the matchup next. Stay here. This time they've advanced further than ever before. Saturday, the Crusaders will take on Sioux Falls University in the NAIA Division II National Semifinals. The Crusaders, sitting at 11-0, will square off with the 12-0 Cougars at home at the Plaster Sports Complex. EC's been working out on the OmniTurf in preparation for the Saturday battle. The Crusaders have found various ways to come from behind, and they look forward to the semis.
Well, it's definitely a fun ride to be on. This team, is definitely one of the teams that's not giving up from all the teams I've ever played on. And, we just consider it a blessing that every time we go out and put forth the effort, it's been coming forth in our favor. And we just want to keep on pushing as far as we can push it.
This group of guys, they have a tremendous resiliency. They can come back. They never give up, and they never feel like they're out of it.
The Kansas football, something we'll have to give tomorrow afternoon, though. Both the Evangel Crusaders and Sioux Falls Cougars will bring perfect records in this NAIA Division II National Semi. Eric Black has led the Crusaders from the quarterback spot, throwing 25 touchdown passes this season. He's also a team leader who watches his teammates closely.
If I see it, I'm going to bring it to your attention, and if I'm doing something wrong, bring it to my attention. Also, I mean, this is a team. We go hand in hand. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. So we're 11-0, but it's for a reason. Team effort.
Football team is finally preparing for a weekend game while the other teams are into their fourth week. Evangel has yet to snap a ball in a game. Last season, Evangel went to the NAIA semifinals, played football well into November, so the team could be playing when the others are done. To talk about respect, the Crusaders starting the season ranked 4th in NAIA poll. This week moving up to 3rd without even playing a game. First opponent, Culver Stockton. That is Saturday on the scored in a game, more touchdowns, most extra points, biggest winning margin. Crusaders crushing Culver Stockton 78-9. Keith Barefield's next task is to do that game one better at home this weekend. Now, that may be impossible, but running the record to 2-0 should not be. Evangel's big win also propelled them even higher in the latest NAIA poll. Crusaders moving from number 3 to number 2. EC facing Lindenwood at Plaster Field Saturday night. Lions are 2-0 in conference play, so the Crusaders know that they won't roll over.
I don't think there's any overconfidence on our team by any stretch of the imagination. I think our guys are confident in themselves, but they understand, the circumstances on Saturday, and we're ready to get better this week, and we have to.
Do you feel you guys are the second best team in the United States in NAIA?
No, not really. I mean, I don't see how we could feel that way. I mean, unless we go out there and play a perfect game every week, we're far from that right now.
For the second time over the 10th-ranked Benedictine Ravens. Now, one of the big keys in that win last Saturday was defense. In the victory, T.C. Wilson set a school record by forcing 4 fumbles, one of which he stripped and then returned for a touchdown. Wilson was named the National Defensive Player of the Week by the Football Gazette. The 6'2 defensive end also was named the Heart of America Player of the Week.
The accolades, they're not important. The team is what's important, Anything I can do to help the team win because, I think of the team as a family, you know what I'm saying? And, what I do today, another teammate will step up and do the next week.
Even in the our first victory to open the season, our defense played extremely well to get the ball back for us and in such close proximity to scoring, and they set up quite a bit of our scores. They've been playing well all year, and Saturday was just another indication of how well they have been playing.
Welcome. Evangel has to go to Kansas and face Baker University, and this could be a tough test for the Crusaders. Baker used to be the top cat in the Heart of America Conference, but they've watched the Crusaders climb to the top of the heap. And Baker will come into the contest on a 3-game winning streak and play on its home field, a place where Evangel has won only once before.
I don't know. I don't like it. I'd rather stay at home every week. It's just something you're used to, and you get used to the home field. Personally, I don't like going on the road, but it's a challenge, and we like going to other people's field and show them we can beat them there too.
And it's just a tough place to play because they have an outstanding football program there, and we were fortunate last time we were there to win, but we know that this Saturday it's going to be a tough struggle against the Wildcats.
Of the national poll, the Crusaders losing a 10-point game to Baker Saturday in Kansas, falling from 2nd to 10th in the latest poll. And the loss of the free fall treatment was enough to get the Crusaders extra fired up for this week's practice. Leading up to Saturday's Graceland game, Evangel won 19 straight conference games before the 17-7 decision at Baker. The Crusaders will be at home Saturday night to take on the Yellow Jackets, a team that they needed 2 overtimes.
The Presleys continue their family entertainment tradition. Country America says we like Presleys as the best variety music show. Live with Regis and Kathy Lee said, a magnificently talented family. When you come to Branson, you've got to see their...
You know, that to me, you can get all caught up in that, but as the players go, it's just wasted energy for us. There's a lot of good teams out there. There's a lot.
That's not a major concern about this team went first game of the season just last week. That's all right with Coach Keith Bearfield because he has a quarterback with bruised ribs. Starting QB Eric Black had to leave the game against Graceland with that injury, but Brandon Kelly stepped in and rallied the Crusaders, wiping out a 25-point deficit and winning the game. Bearfield says with those sore ribs, Black may not see much action against the 1-7 Eagles, but Kelly says he won't take the Eagles for granted.
They're on a one-game winning streak, which is the same as us. We're only on a one-game winning streak, so no matter if they're 1-7 or 7-1, it doesn't matter. You have to go out every day and play as hard as we can because any team in our conference, no matter how bad they are, how good they are, could sneak up on you and beat you.
The Green important to get a playoff ticket, but they want to take care of William Jewell first tomorrow afternoon at home.
Well, William Jewell, as far as we're concerned, that's the team that we've got to beat to get to where we want to go, and that speaks for itself. They're a fine football team. I know they're coming in here with expectations of winning on Saturday, and we have to meet that challenge.
Tomorrow will be the last game that Wayne Haynes.
And you can hear Eric say to John Dollar after this play that you dropped the bomb on me, but he would get his redemption. Dollar picks up the touchdown. 14-7 Evangel. It was a tough day for Black and even tougher for some fans. The gift that kept on giving for Black, 3 interceptions, but he did bounce back. So did the Crusaders as they hold on by a score of 35-28. Evangel clinches the conference co-championship in the cold with Benedictine. We wish Wayne Haynes the blueprints of prosperity in just their 2nd year of existence and their first ever appearance in the postseason. It's been more than a groundbreaking season for McKendree. They led the nation in rushing offense. Evangel's defense denying the Bearcats ground forces and limiting their scoring chances for most of the game. Quarterback Eric Black, who struggled with injuries, put forth his best performance of the season. 342 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. Evangel scored 28 third-quarter points, and that proved to be the difference in this one. 46-6 the final. Evangel's most lopsided victory since their season opener. They will give thanks for this victory and then host Doane College of Nebraska in 2 weeks. Ohio State.
McKendree in the first round of the NAIA National Playoffs. And with Eric Black tossing 3 third-quarter touchdowns, Crusaders broke open this game in that third frame. They ended up with 28 points in the third quarter alone. Included this Dustin Baldwin 42-yard interception return coming up as Evangel wins 46-6. They advance on to the second round of the playoffs in 2 weeks at home against Doane, Nebraska. And after an inconsistent regular season, maybe the Crusaders are hitting their stride at just the right time, eh?
I think that we're going to peak out, as a team. I think that things have really gelled and clicked, and we struggled through the middle of the season, and I really think we're on the upswing, and that's, anybody who's at the game today, I think, would see that.
Also on the air.
Playoffs, it's the holidays and all. Yeah. You can't rush this playoff thing. Anyway,
kind of like the laser.
That's right. When we come back, and then they're going to play. When we come back, the Crusaders are prepping for playoff football. That's next right here. Saturday, EC will square off with Doane College in the second round of the NAIA playoffs. And for the second straight game, the Crusaders will be playing on the OmniTurf at Plaster Field. The Crusaders have lost only 2 games on this field in the past 6 years and want to tuck away another victory against the Tigers. Doane College has put together a perfect 10-0 mark this season. This team can score some points as well, putting 97 on the board in the last 2 games combined. First things first, though, it's 2 weeks between games, and the players say they're ready.
Right there, boom.
Last week was an off week. Coach was a little concerned, if we have an off week, what we come back slack, and louching and lollygagging around. But this is our business. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows where we were last year, and everybody knows the tempo. Practice. You're only gonna play as well as your practice.
The college football coaching merry-go-round has king and fighting for a national championship. Tomorrow afternoon, the Crusaders will face Doane College out of Nebraska. They are an unbeaten team. Color 10's John Bork reports on a pair of EC players hoping to continue cashing in on victories.
They're Evangel's 2 for the price of 1 deal. On one side of the coin, senior wide receiver John Dollar. On the other side, junior defensive back Darryl Dollar. Brothers and teammates. Even if money talks, don't expect these dollars to.
You won't hear them hardly say 2 words. They're very quiet young men. They let their playing on the field do the talking for them. And, when they're out on the football field, their play really speaks for itself.
This season, the Crusaders have received more than just 4 quarters from their dollars. 2 first-team all-conference performers who have thrived playing together on opposite sides of the ball.
We are always real competitive. When we go, every once in a while, we'll go one-on-one, and he'll step out there against me, and I'm always wanting to beat him, so it's a lot of fun.
Who's a better football player?
Oh, me, of course. I mean, we're on the defense. I mean, defensive athletes are always better,
I guess I can let him say that, but he's not. But no, he would play a receiver, but since he doesn't have the hands, you got to be on this defensive side.
This year, the dollars have been spending, as in spending time apart at the expense of the younger Darryl, who just recently married.
Spent a lot of time, did everything together, but once he got married, I haven't seen him much, so it's been a lot different. I'm still getting used to it, actually.
We've been roommates our whole lives, and when I got married this summer, and haven't got to spend as much time as I used in the past, but we spent a little bit of time together, not like we used to, though.
And how far Evangel advances in the playoffs could depend on just how close the dollars and the rest of the Crusaders stick together. In Springfield, John Bork,